It is time for the Clubhouse. JP, VG, this portion of the program brought to you by Rite Aid. All right, get all your goods that you need at your local Rite Aid pharmacy, riteaid.com. All right, boys, Friday 5. Let's start there, okay? I always give you 5 questions. There are no wrong answers, and we'd like you to play at home.
Well, man, there might be a wrong answer or two.
Yeah, well, there's an answer I go, it's weak.
Yeah,
Maybe not be wrong. It could be lame. All right?
Yes.
But not wrong. All right, but that's it.
We will find out.
Are you lame? Are you weak? Let's see.
I'm probably weak. I'm running on fumes right now. I might be weak today.
Coming off of the red eye, which we appreciate. We like that.
You're like Pinto, the relief pitcher. Remember?
Oh yeah. Hopefully I perform as well for his first game.
All right, let's go. First, it's Mother's Day. You mentioned it. And the first question is the ode to the matriarch.
Okay.
Right? So whether it's your mom, your grandmom, and I want you to play along and hit us up in chats and the whole thing and social media. Your favorite mom story.
Okay. All right, you're gonna like this one, cuz. So we're going 2018. All right, 2017 season, 2018 the Super Bowl. Right. So listen, my mom, God bless her soul, you know, she's a Latina woman, doesn't really watch too many sports. She always tried, though, with me. She always tried while I growing up.
That's awesome.
The Super Bowl was obviously big and very important for my life personally. But once we won, I get a phone call, and it's my mom. My mom calls me. She's like, Papi, they did it. They won the Super Bowl. Cuz that's what it took for me to break down and cry.
Oh, that's
because the fact
dude.
that my mom understood, and this lady, obviously, she gave birth to me, she raised me. The fact that she understood how monumental of a moment that was for my personal life, I never forget that moment. And that kind of exemplifies my mom. My mom may not understand my interests, but she tries. And that's the best part about moms. They may not understand, but they always try.
They do. They want to connect with you. So whatever you're into, like my wife is taking my son, Anthony wants to be a paleontologist.
Nice.
On a dig in Montana.
That's awesome.
Oh man, that's cool.
That's sick.
And I was like, I'll go. And she's like, no, I want to go. I want it to be a mother-son thing. And, listen, Massimo's got baseball, so you do the baseball thing, and we're going to do the dig. And I thought that was awesome.
That made the Super Bowl better because my mom called me just to let me know.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, they're into everything. My grandmother, who was never a sports fan, right? When she passed away, in her wallet, she had the first story I ever wrote and got published, folded up like in a tiny square.
That's sick.
In her wallet.
That is awesome.
I love that it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
VG, give me a matriarch story.
I'm gonna go back to my grandma. I lost her last year, and I've been missing her lately. We used to pick up the phone and call her, but she gave me this advice. Always fill your house with music. She always had the radio on with the big bands playing. And always find time for a date night with the Wiccan. And, I try and live by that. It's made my house and my relationship a little better. So.
There you go, VJ. That's awesome.
Dude, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Like they lived in a house in Kensington where they slept in a sofa couch in the living room. The kids had the bedrooms. And Saturdays, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, kids had to go upstairs. And they do date night in the living room with all the kids upstairs. So some music on, do a little bourbon, and hang out and dance and stuff. So,
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I love it.
I love it.
My grandmother, I'll never forget, she would come home. She would go out on a date. Like my grandfather died young, so she would go out. She was a pretty lady. She'd go out on a date. She'd come back. She had a boyfriend named Don, right? so Don would drop her off, and we would all be me, my sister, my cousin, right? Like we'd all be hanging out, and we would wait for her because she would come home maybe like 1:30, and she would stop. There was on 13th and Oregon, there was a place called Oregon Steaks.
Yeah.
There's an Oregon Steaks now, but on 10th and Oregon. Yeah. But it used to be on 13th and Oregon.
Oh, okay.
And she would stop at Oregon Steaks and come home with cheesesteaks.
What?
For us.
Oh, man.
That is sick.
Yes.
That's killer.
Yes. She'd come home, she was half lit.
Yeah.
She would play, she would dance with the dog, da-da-da-da-da, right? And then she would have a bag of Oregon Steaks. And we would be like, could you imagine being woken up like in Saturday night, 2 o'clock in the morning for cheesesteaks?
Dude, as a kid, that'd be amazing.
It's the greatest thing in the world,
Yes.
right? We watched show and we're like, whatever.
Yeah.
It was like great. It was awesome.
I'm sure those cheesesteaks tasted better then than now.
No,
Oregon steaks are still really good.
They were the best. They were just absolutely the best.
I love that.
All right, let's get a sports question up here. Give me your top 3 Eagles defenses, like your favorite Eagles defenses, JP.
It kind of sucks because I'm obviously a little younger, so I couldn't experience like those defenses from the 80s and 90s. So I'm going to go with what I grew up with. So at number 3, we're going to go with that 17 defense. That defensive line with Chris Long, Fletcher Cox, BG. That was obviously they won the Super Bowl. That nothing else needs to be said. Number 2, I'm going with that 08 defense. And like, if you just want to watch that 08 defense, just watch that last regular season game against the Dallas Cowboys. It was just so much fun watching Brian Dawkins just fly around. And then number 1 is that 04 defense. Axeman. You had Dawkins. We had the freak Javon Curse on that team as well.
Yeah, he got hurt in the overtime game.
Yeah,
it should never have gone to overtime.
That's right.
It was a fumble.
And that was my first defense I fell in love with. So those are my 3.
BG?
My third one is 04. I love that secondary. Michael Lewis, Lito, Sheldon,
Drafted them all.
Lito.
Drafted them
big
all.
secondary guy. That was a good secondary. 1990. Body bag.
Yes.
You got to give props to that defense. Right?
Yeah. That was, I mean, think about a game that was entitled Body Bag, right? Like, now think about Philadelphia and how bloodthirsty we are.
Right.
Like Body Bag. There's a reason why it lives to this day. And people can never get to between Body Bag and House of Pain.
Yes.
House of Pain. Like,
some fun games at the vet,
Like
man.
they turned the Astrodome into the House of Pain.
There's just bodies dropping
You
everywhere.
bring the house, we'll bring the pain. What? Tell me that's not one of the greatest things ever.
That is freaking awesome. I love that.
And you got to go. I mean, in our generation, that 91 defense, probably the greatest.
Bud Carson,
the greatest of the modern era, maybe, or since the late 70s. Yeah. You got Reggie, Jerome, Clyde, Seth. Reggie had 15 sacks. Jerome had 5.5. Clyde, 13. Seth, 6.5. Ben Smith, underrated corner from that team.
From Georgia.
Yes.
One of the original Georgia Dogs.
The only blemish is Rich
Eagle
Miano.
Dogs. Yes. He actually was a decent guy, though.
He's fine.
Yeah. But you know who's tight with him? Baldy.
Oh, yeah? Baldy.
Yeah, they're tight. Yeah.
So one stat from this team, rushing yards per carry, 2.97, the lowest since 1978.
Wow.
Okay.
Baldy posed for a picture in Hawaii with this stunning girl, like younger, like beautiful, just
surprise
gorgeous,
Baldy's with
right?
a younger girl.
I know. Beautiful, right? Like just a stunning woman, right? And I go, what are you doing, man? Right? And he goes, that's Rich Miano's daughter. I was like, oh, all right. That was funny. Give me this one. Oh, man. Top 3 assistant coaches, any sport.
Okay.
Philadelphia.
I went obviously Jim Johnson. I had to throw him in this topic here. Number 2, I'm curious if you guys know this name, Mike Nikolak, the assistant coach of Fred Shiro back in those Broad Street
So
Bullies.
Todd knows that. Well, wow, Mike Nikolak.
Yeah.
Nikolak tattoo.
Well, listen.
Nikolak, right?
Nikolak. So Nikolak, listen, he had an interesting job because Fred Shiro was known as being like more of an introvert. And then obviously like those teams were just rambunctious bunch. So like trying to be in between all that, and then they were so successful. I thought that was very interesting.
He was like this brilliant dude, this like Fred Shiro.
Yeah.
Like legendary, like, you know, I was child, so like, you know, small. I didn't even understand it. But like you read about this stuff, like he was this like legend, the Fog. Like this brilliant dude.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was awesome. And then last but not least, I'm going with the Union with this one. I'm going with Pat Noonan. Pat Noonan had a
tough bust that. I love it.
Yeah, I gotta go Pat Noonan.
Flyers, Mike Nikolak, and the Union, Pat Noonan.
Pat Noonan. So Pat was
bust out.
Total
JP.
bust out.
Pat had he had
good answer.
such a lot of responsibilities on that team, and reporting back to Jim. And then it's very interesting because he leaves Philly, goes to Cincinnati, and then last year wins Coach of the Year. So that just goes to show you everything. And yeah, that was a great coaching staff, great team. He left after 2022, or 2021.
I tell you, we got to get Jim on the show. I love Jim.
Jim's awesome.
Jim's
Philly
a
guy.
great coach.
Philly guy through and through.
Without a doubt. But he's a great coach.
Yeah.
He really
is. Great leader, man.
VG?
I don't know if this qualifies, but Dave Sudsy Settlemeyer.
Oh, dude. I love a bust out flyer,
Right?
Sudsy
He's
Sotomayor.
like an equipment manager,
Yeah.
but who didn't like Sudsy?
Yeah. It's like Irish Mike Ryan.
Stop! You're jumping ahead on me, man. That's my number one.
No! Are you serious?
Yeah, man. The greatest bullpen coach ever. Come on. He's here for like 20 years.
Irish Mike Ryan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come on. And Freddie Mad Dog Card is also on my list. I like the Mad Dog.
His name.
I don't
love
like him as a head coach, but as an assistant coach, he's all right.
Wow. Bust out of all bust out. Irish Mike Ryan. And
Freddie Mad Dog.
Freddie Mandel Carter. I ever tell you a story? I was a kid, and I'm literally at a playground by myself shooting baskets, right? Like, so I'm just shooting around. Who shows up but Fred Carter?
Oh my God.
Yeah?
I don't know. Like, it was bizarre. He's a great dude, Fred. So he says, I'll play in horse, right? So he was a good dude, like,
I mean, did you know who he was or not?
Yeah, I knew.
Oh,
him.
yeah.
I was like,
All right. Yeah.
I know. I was like, wow, it's Fred Carter, like,
Right.
And he was
Call me Mad Dog, Anthony.
he was playing at the time, right? And so he lets me get the HORS, so it's tied, right? Then he goes up and he jams it, and he goes, game.
Did you even try?
Isn't that awesome?
Did you even try to dunk it?
Yeah, okay. I was like 10 years old.
2 feet off the ground.
Yeah. I was lucky. Like, I couldn't wait to, it was the first time you were touching net,
That had to
Oh,
look
my
pretty
God.
amazing to just watch.
It's,
You're not young to see someone jam.
you're like,
Yeah.
it sounds like
wow.
that.
Yeah.
It sounds like
big
that
wide-eyed.
internet clip of Joel Embiid in his early days here when he went to that court around here and he was just windmill dunked on that.
Yeah, he's the best, man. Like, that stuff. Like, the interaction, I always think, like, the interaction between the pro athlete and the kid
That's awesome.
is, like, just incredible theater.
We love
like,
that.
It's awesome. All right. Off of Jay Wright. Mm-hmm. You guys heard the interview, and one of the things that stood out to me was it's easy for him to talk about the Knicks and talk about Brunson and Hart and DiVincenzo, but he was almost uncomfortable making that the purpose of the interview, and he made a point to bringing it back to Lowry, to bringing it back to his assistant coaches, to bringing it back to Philadelphia, and he is such a Philadelphia sports fan, such a proponent of this city, that I just think he's such a great treasure.
Do you think he's got a little bit of guilt for getting these kids so good that they crushed our hopes this year? The Philly
It's funny, he
hopes?
sounded like that.
Yeah, it
right?
did, yeah.
It
Built him up
sounded
so
like that.
good to destroy his
But
team.
did
Like, he
you get
feels
that
bad
sense,
he created
Julia?
them.
Like, Jules, like you were here when we taped the interview yesterday afternoon around 3:00.
Yeah.
Right?
You could tell he was conflicted, yeah.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah.
You can hear
Oh,
it.
yeah,
It's like the Frankenstein monster he created. And it
Yes.
destroyed
It's not my
us.
fault.
Yes. How about Jules's hoodie?
This is
I
sick.
love that hoodie today.
I love it.
The
Love
80s
it.
patch. Look
Power
at that.
blue.
Oh, wow.
So I
Look at
have
Oh,
that.
matching,
you got a hoodie?
I have matching
Oh, wow.
sweatpants too. I wasn't about to wear them today, but
Oh,
someday
you
I
got
will.
to show the audience.
Yeah, she's gonna hop out in front of the
love it.
camera.
Yeah, you got to show the audience. All right. 3 Philadelphia treasures.
All right. We're going to knock the 2 easy ones out, obviously. Kelsey. You got to go Jason Kelsey.
Yes,
Mummers
yes.
costume. Allen Iverson. Anytime he's at the Wells Fargo Center, they take the quick timeout. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Philadelphia 76ers legend Allen Iverson. Everyone just goes absolutely wild. And then Crucky. Like Crucky, first off, like it's awesome
Croc.
listening to
Crocker.
Crocker on the broadcast, but then like every time I'm in the ballpark, I see at least one Croc jersey. Like it's crazy to me. Like I always see at
Is
least
he a
one.
treasure? I don't know.
I love the Croc.
You love the Croc.
Love
Look,
the
look,
Croc.
It's like a blue collar icon.
I also wanted to go with the Phils.
Curmudgeon. Well, like if you want to, like you left out the obvious Phillies. Charlie is the ultimate treasure.
Let's go one.
You know,
I was rushing with this one. Cause
Crocker's like, I don't know if it's treasure as much as
like a jester, maybe.
yeah. You know,
Kind of a joker. Like,
yeah, exactly. The likable curmudgeon.
Yeah.
You know. Mm-hmm. All right, what do you got? 3 treasures.
I got a Fanatic. I like Fransky.
I love Fransky.
And I got a tie for third. I couldn't make up my mind. Bernie
Oh, Bernie's the best.
and Matt Cord. I think Cord does a good job down there at the arena.
he does.
Yeah, that's funny.
Love hearing his voice, man.
Yeah, Bernie's fantastic.
You just hear him talk and he's...
I love Bernie.
Makes
I
you
do.
smile.
He does make you smile. He's one of those dudes
Yeah.
that makes you smile. Trot's like that.
Yes.
You know? Like Bernie. Hello, it's Bernie. Like just that whole
Remember,
like, he's the greatest. Like,
Thanks,
we love
Doc.
you.
You saved my hair.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like living on a
Oh,
boat
he's
somewhere.
The best. Yeah, right.
Hey,
Great.
Doc, great save. That's what it would
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah. Hey, Doc, great save. Yesterday we gave the Gary Maddox line. How about the great Bernie one?
No one saves more.
Only the Lord
Only the Lord.
saves more than Bernie Perrant.
Bernie Perrant.
Isn't that a great line?
That is a great
Only
line.
the Lord saves more than
And we're
Bernie
still,
Perrant.
and we're still looking for a goalie.
We got a good quote from Provolone John. He said, referring to Kruk, you'd be a curmudgeon too if you only had one ball.
Provolone Joe gets a yo, and Mrs. Cheese get a yo.
I'm done. I'm so
That's hysterical. All right, guys, couple things. And then I want you to give us some comments and give us your VG's Nugs. This one's fun. Your favorite TV mom and your favorite movie mom.
All right.
Like who you think would be a great mom in real life.
Absolutely. So TV, I'm going to Friday Night Lights. Going to Tammy Taylor. Love Tammy.
Wow.
Tammy Taylor was awesome. Their relationship was awesome in general. And then movie. How can you not go with Mallory Hayes from Bird Box, Sandra Bullock's character? She literally had to protect these
From
kids.
where?
What movie?
Bird Box? You watch Bird Box on Netflix?
Hell, TV time. You know Bird Box?
Bird
Box.
Box. Even
Yeah.
Nah, he knows it
the
though.
critic said no.
He knows it.
It wasn't the best movie, but the
I
fact
hate
that
Sandra Bullock.
she had to save these kids through this apocalypse like situation. She was pretty much carrying these kids through this whole like 5-year journey of this apocalypse. Like I thought that's a great mom. She's saving her kids, protecting her kids from death.
All right.
Bird Box.
Sandra
Bird Box.
We're not even a Sandra Bullock guy.
No,
You're
I'm
out
not.
on Sandra
I
Bullock.
hate her. Yeah.
I hate her.
But I don't like. She's in a movie. I'm out.
Blindside?
Out.
Yeah, me too.
Out. Out. I'm out.
Absolutely on the blind
any
side.
Bullock movies out. Totally out.
TV?
TV.
Peg Bundy. Married with children. She's fun. She doesn't care what the hell you're doing. You're going to have a blast being the child of Peg Bundy. Movie, I struggled for this a little bit, but I think the woman, is it Linda Hamilton, the Terminator mother.
Oh,
She was
great.
badass.
Yeah, she was a great mom.
Yes.
She
Yeah,
was a great
tough,
mom.
strong.
I
great.
also loved Joe Pesci's mom in Goodfellas.
Yes.
All right, she was strong. Who's really Scorsese's mom in real life?
It is.
Oh,
Yes. And so
good to know.
Yeah, and when she's like, "You hungry?" It's 2:00 in the morning. They got a body in the truck. Are you hungry? Yeah, I can eat. Hey, what's the matter? You don't say anything. There you go. That's your Friday 5. Always a lot of fun. Great answers. No lame answers. Very good, except for Bullock.
Yeah, we got a weak one with the
Other
black
than
box
that,
or
not
bird box.
lame, weak.
Bird box.
Everything else was superlative. All right?
She's out here saving her kids, guys, from the apocalypse.
Bullock.
She's saving buses, speed.
If it was Margot Robbie,
Talking about
man.
Keanu and her together. Oh God, that's horrible. That's a terrible movie.
I'm a Keanu fan.
I actually don't. I don't.
He's a good dude.
I agree. I agree with you. And he is a good dude. I like
dude.
Keanu.
Yeah.
I do too. But let's face it. He's not the.
I mean, she's not in the class of Keanu. She brought the whole film down.
Yes. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. All right. What do we got? What are people saying?
People saying, Provolone John's been on fire this morning. As a Penn Stater, he hopes Chip ruins the Suck Guys this year. I'm feeling out for Casper, our friend Casper. He said today's weather sucks, and he's outside cleaning HVAC units today.
Oh, God bless you, brother.
And this is my final one. I love this one. This is how we do it.
Oh, that's genius.
This is how we do it.
Yes.
Make the T-shirt.
I love it.
Man.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty clever.
Excellent. And time now for
Yeah, we got a
VG's
couple
Nugs.
nugs.
Yeah.
MLB put out pitcher power rankings, top
Okay.
10 pitchers right now. And they are two Phillies on the list. Zach Wheeler's number 1, Ranger number
we go.
5.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
BG, did you see they got the Rangers now out?
No,
They're dressing up like Power Rangers.
Oh,
I
that's
got a picture of
awesome.
that, yeah.
That's good.
Marshmallows.
Well, that brings back the, and this will be your back in the day moment brought to you by Rite Aid and RiteAid.com, is if you go back in the day, it started with the fan groups. It was, who was, there was,
Was
a
it Randy
million.
Wolf?
The Wolf Pack started it.
Okay.
All right.
Makes sense.
The Wolf Pack was the original.
Okay.
And then after that, they had a bunch of guys.
And it wasn't for like studs. It was for like
who is the
rag
dude?
arms.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Who was the guy?
Was it he a pitcher of the flotilla?
Yes, the Padillas, flotillas, something. It was crazy. And then who was the dude? Oh God, the catcher. He was a catcher.
Oh, Sal?
Yeah, Sal's pals.
Sal's pals. Yeah.
Like they were doing the bust out. Like, they love that. Sal's pals.
Yeah.
That is so
Yes.
funny.
That was creative. That was good stuff.
We had jeans when Gene Segura was here.
Yes.
They would all wear all denim outfits.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I like
Tommy's
that.
homies,
I
Pat's
like
bats.
Yeah, Tommy's homies. Yes.
Tommy's homies.
That's it.
I like that.
I think Julia was a Tommy homie.
Yeah, I can see it.
I did like him. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Toasters.
So the flying in general, it's very hard not to get irritated when you're stuck with these people in this tight. There's certain people when you get off the flight, the people who get up early to line up drive me nuts.
What are you doing?
Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
Nowhere. Like we didn't even pull into the gate, and there's this woman right here jumps up, comes walking up behind
That's
me,
a
and
J.O.
is just
move, man.
standing there, and she's there for like it's got to be 12 minutes. She's just standing there.
And she's crowding you.
Yes,
But this is like
She's
a new
crowding
thing.
you. You're
Yeah.
like, stop crowding me. All right? And then, the other thing too is
it mucks up the system.
the whole system is it starts, all right?
Yes.
Like you got to follow the exit strategy,
Yes.
right? So if you're behind me, I got to get my bag from the overhead. You can't move past me.
Correct.
You got to stay back until I get my bag and then I walk.
Correct.
We need like flying etiquette classes because like some people need
People are freaking JOs. They're the worst.
that. Yeah.
So
Sometimes.
it's okay. And I say there.
And like, I don't know about you, but I refuse to do the back. I don't
lean back.
I don't lean back because, first of all, you're in someone's lap.
And there's so
and
little
it's-
space they give us.
Yeah, so I don't use it for a reason because I don't want to be
Yes.
killing the person behind me.
Imagine that. You think about the other person. How
And
about that?
then the other person, and then when they're in front of you doing that,
Yeah.
and then you're not doing that,
Yeah, that was my situation on
that's
this
the
flight.
worst.
It's just we need to revolt. Like, there's no way we should be crammed in those seats that are that tiny.
I know.
No.
And it shrinks and shrinks and shrinks.
But they gave us fees for everything. I want a fee. I want a breath mint fee. on these long flights, when everyone wakes up and they
Bronson
start
breath.
talking, the breath coming from all directions.
Yeah.
I have Mentos on me. I know the breath's going to stink in the morning.
Well, right. When you're
They
on,
should
when
hand
you're
out
on
some
a
mints.
red eye and you're going to sleep, and everybody's sleeping, everybody's got the morning breath. I mean, that's
People
human.
talking. I landed. It's like, they can smell you landed,
I
bro.
know.
You don't even have to call them.
Stick a mint.
Yeah, just give out some mints.
Yes, that's a great idea. Now the mint is a right item.
Yeah.
Mint or the gum.
Yeah.
I'm a gum guy.
Yeah.
I like a gum.
I'm a gum guy too.
Yeah, gum's good.
Yeah.
So I know you like to sleep on planes. You see the lady on Southwest sleeping
No.
in a bin.
No.
She's up in the bin sleeping.
Oh my God! How did she get in there?
I don't know, but I mean, if you get closer, she looks
First
cozy.
of all, how'd she get up there?
Right, right.
Imagine being the flight attendant.
Yeah, the flight attendant's getting together a serving tray. It's like, hey, excuse me, there's a woman sleeping in the overhead bin.
I would just shut it and go, good night, man. Good luck. Like, if you decide to go up there, they deserve to shut it. Yeah. Oh my God.
This is
People are
insane.
insane. Listen, you can say what you want about flight attendants and how they're rude and they act like they're commandants, but the people that they have to deal with on a daily basis, it makes you that way.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so I got to give them like some leeway.
I never give them a hard time.
Oh no.
I wouldn't want that job.
No, that's
for
the
all
worst.
For all the free miles.
Oh, the worst. Just the kooks that you're dealing with.
Yes, and
Like,
everyone's
insane.
irritated.
The other thing too is like I get you want to be comfortable in a red eye, but if your feet stink, don't take off the shoe.
Keep them shoes on.
I'm a shoes on guy, period.
Now
Yeah.
if you have, whatever, if you have new sneakers, fresh socks, and you want to take them off, all right. As long as they don't stink.
Them dogs been in them shoes at least an hour. By the
Well,
time you're commuting to the airport,
I
you're
feel
going
you.
through security.
I know. That's why it's touchy. But or just don't take the shoe because the feet.
I do not.
Oh my God!
Well, then you got people like Jamie who walk
dude,
around in flip-flops.
You make the breath, but the foot smell is worse.
Dude, the guy who sat next to the Wiccan, she was in the middle. He's at the window. As soon as he sits down, the shoes come off, and he crosses his foot. So like the one sock is like right in her vicinity.
Oh no, man! No, I tell him, dude, put your foot down before I chop that thing off. Oh, you got to be kidding me! That's stone violation.
Dude, yeah,
Stone
it's a violation,
violation.
man.
You keep the foot on the ground.
Yeah,
Bad
yeah.
enough you're taking the shoe off, but at least keep the stink
Yeah,
down below.
below sea
you
level.
You can't bring it up.
Clean socks
What
there?
a
EG?
stone, J.O.
Yeah, they looked all right. They weren't dingy. They weren't dingy.
It doesn't
socks.
matter. You can't put the foot, a stranger's foot, got to stay away.
Yes.
All right?
That's a violation.
I skeeve that.
Do you drink a lot on the plane?
No.
Like,
Drink?
Yeah, like the pagan. She's got like 5 pieces of drink beverages.
I
She stops
can't.
and gets an iced tea, a water. She loves a ginger ale on the plane. She'll do a tomato juice on the plane.
I can't because then you
How
gotta
many
run to the
times
bathroom.
Yeah, exactly.
She doesn't go to the bathroom.
Oh, no, it's
She's
wild.
got the strong bladder.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't.
Nah. I bring a bottle
The
of
only thing that
Gatorade.
drives me nuts though is the water because you can't bring the water,
Yeah.
right? Unless you go buy it after the gate when you're at the gate. They give you a cup of water. Like if I'm really thirsty, it dries you out. Like
Yes.
So you're really thirsty, they put you a little cup of water, right? And that's a gulp.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do with
And
that?
I'm like, yo, you're like, just give me a freaking bottle. It costs nothing.
These days, cuz.
Oh, they're the worst.
Yeah,
They
you
charge
get some-
you everything.
Everything.
Everything they charge you.
Like, you need water to live. Like, that shouldn't be like.
Like that's
$5,
where
like-
I'm an anti. Like I want the government to stay out of business, right? Like less government, the better. They need to dive in on regulations because it's just ridiculous.
It is.
what they do. It's ridiculous.
It's miserable.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you get there safely, that's great. But unless you're flying first class or business code,
Yeah.
it's miserable.
And the prices, like the gouging, is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
That's terrible.
Oh, yeah, because I get a flight ticket and it's an extra $100 if I want an exit row for an extra
I know.
6 inches of leg room.
It's unbelievable.
Get the hell outta here.
Yeah.
Nickel and dime you, man.
It's a scam. Is that it? That's your nugs?
Yeah, it's my nugs.
Good nugs.
BG's nugs.
I like.
We all silly like the mayor.